From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Ants Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
So if you're new to Weather NorCal, number one, welcome. So glad you could join us. So glad you could discover one of the best resources you can get for, in fact, the best source for weather information. And there is, if you're new to Weather NorCal, do know that there is a free Weather NorCal app. So it gets even better if you're just discovering this. So all you got to do is go to your App Store on your iPhone or Google Play Store on your Android, search for Weather NorCal, and you'll see this logo right here, W over an N. Of course, you see the color scheme there. And just tap install. It's free. And there are no hidden fees or hidden charges down the road. It is a Weather NorCal 100% across all platforms is free. And it's all thanks to our sponsors, by the way. All right, let's take a look at the cooling trend that we do have this week with isolated mountain showers and thunderstorms. Yes, we're getting to that time of the year with that marine layer, some fog along the coast here, but another heat wave for next week. Still a lot to talk about. Let's get you right into it. Number one, it's going to be another hot day out there today, but temperatures should start to drop here as we go into the next few days with that cooling trend I was talking about. Now, as far as smoke is concerned, you got the Sites Fire down to the south and the Upper Applegate Fire to the north. Neither one of those is really producing much in the way of smoke. So those of you that have been feeling impacts of smoke and haze over the last week, looks like conditions should be better when we're talking about that air quality. Now, we also look at the winds when we're talking about fire danger at this point. South winds here for today, west winds for the eastern mountains for today, and those north winds for the coast. Taking you into your Tuesday, those south winds getting a little bit stronger for the valley. Some pretty strong west winds, that is, here in the eastern mountains, and those strong north winds along the coast. And Wednesday, look at how they've got some pretty strong winds making their way in the valley, and still fairly strong winds off into the eastern mountains as well. So looking at that fire danger, what that's going to really illustrate is that, yes, still the high fire danger as we'd expect in the afternoon for the valley. Not as bad, but we do have that moderate. See the yellows in there? That's indicating the moderate fire danger for today in the mountains. Taking you into your Tuesday, now we're getting into the high range here for Siskiyou County, central Siskiyou County, out towards Shasta Valley. But you can also see we're seeing more yellows on the map here, especially in Modoc County. This is where we have that higher fire danger. And of course, look at that little peak of red there. Now you're getting into the high to even very high category, especially with those winds picking up out of the south. The winds, again, kind of picking up again on Wednesday, but due to the fact that temperatures are starting to drop, we may see that fire danger beginning to drop a little bit as well, but still high nonetheless. So one of the things I want to point out, and we'll talk about chances for rain here in a second, but you can see the monsoon moisture over the desert southwest. It's returned. The flow around that area of high pressure sometimes during this time of the year can transport that monsoon moisture into California. Now, as of right now, it's mainly over Southern California, but some of that will be creeping its way northward here as we go into tomorrow. A closer look at that in a second. Let's talk about that ridge of high pressure. There it is. There's the bubble of heat that is associated with it. It's going to stay fairly persistent here through Wednesday, Thursday, but it's showing signs of getting weaker as this colder air begins to move in by the middle and latter part of this week. This will allow our temperatures to drop slightly, not a major drop. That will also push that heat back down to the south and east. But once we do get back into the weekend, this trough of low pressure is trying to move in, but we've got two bubbles of heat that are also trying to move in. So temperatures will increase a bit going into the weekend, but really not a major heat wave at this point. Now let's talk about that chance for rain. Today, not so much. We do have some of that fog returning later this evening and tonight for the coast. Take a look at all of this moisture coming in from the south. This is the monsoon moisture I was talking about. Now, as we go into Tuesday morning, it'll be mainly in the form of high and some mid-level clouds, but at this point, most likely dry. Now, notice Futurecast is showing the potential for some showers. Now, keep in mind, these are going to be what we call high-based showers and possibly thunderstorms. The higher that shower is off the ground, the better the chance that rain will evaporate before it reaches the ground. So most likely we're looking at dry conditions to start off the day on Tuesday. Now look at the afternoon on Tuesday. It's getting pretty aggressive with the potential for showers and even thunderstorms for the valley. So if a thunderstorm should develop, even though it's high based, there's still a very good chance that it could make its way to the ground. So could we see a straight shower, maybe even some heavier rainfall coming in by the second half of the day on Tuesday for everyone in the valley? I don't think it's out of the question. For now, I haven't set it in stone. I want to wait for a little bit more consistency in those forecast models, but I think the best chances will be in the Southern Cascades and Northern Sierra for Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. Even Tuesday night, we're seeing that potential. Now, one of the concerns with this is the potential for lightning strikes, which could mean dry lightning strikes would be in the forecast as well. So we're getting into that time of the year where it's not just the wind, it's not just the dry conditions, but now if we get these thunderstorms developing here, that can create problems. Then we go into Wednesday. Looks like no more showers or thunderstorms on Wednesday as the monsoon moisture should move out at that point, but still looking at some of that marine layer, that fog along the coast. All right, so for today, it's going to be a hot day for your start of your work week. Temperatures upper 90s to about 100 degrees in the valley, 80s and 90s for the higher elevations, and those upper 50s to low 60s for the immediate coast. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. Temperatures slowly dipping. I mean, the average high for the valley is about 95 for this time of the year, so we're just going to drop down to close to normal by Thursday. That's the peak of the cooling trend, and then we'll level off back into the upper 90s to about 100 degrees here for Friday and through the weekend. Taking a look at your 7-day outlook for the coast, inland and for Trinity County, temperatures also dropping. The peak will be on Thursday, and then we see those temperatures increase again by Friday and through the weekend. Now, I've included the chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms here for El Turris and Susanville. Now, those chances are going to be few and far between. I may be introducing that into other areas as we go into this evening and tomorrow. Again, as we get closer to that time frame, we'll certainly have a better idea of what to expect with that here. But overall, temperatures dropping as we go into Thursday before we see another increase for Friday and through the weekend.
At Cottonwood Small Animal Clinic and Cottonwood Veterinary Clinic, we're here to provide the best possible care for your patients. We understand that your pet is your family member, and when your family member is sick, they need urgent help.
All our staff is so passionate about the care that goes into all your little creatures. Making relationships with pet parents here in Cottonwood is the greatest feeling in the world. Come find us off the Gas Point exit here in the heart of Cottonwood.